Just flew away? I just started wrapping it.
There's no wing case on this one. So if, and there's no buyouts on this one.
No dubbing?
Oh, there is dubbing, yes. I wouldn't leave out the fun part.
Dan hates us.
All right. Here we go. We'll just tie this along quickly and go from here. Okay.
Okay, can I have a question, please? Is there another postal record this?
Okay. I should catch up to you in just a moment.
I do have purple.
Do you have tail?
Yeah.
See, I don't.
You want mix? Let's mix.
The first one didn't have wings, right?
First one did have wings.
Oh, this is half. This is only half.
They all have wings.
The last one had a wing case.
Okay, because I have four
It's
wings.
the last one you tied was a nymph stage, which does not have wings.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was right.
By accident.
Yeah, but I have. All right. Well, that's good then. Cheers.
Okay. When you place your eyes, which I'm doing right now, so if you'll remember, if you tie 8 or 10 loops to the left, and then like I'm tying now, 8 or 10 loops to the right, okay, and then go around those eyes, but don't pull them up. You want them sticking out to the side like the dragonfly has. Wrapping it off, you're good. That steadies that right up. If you want to put a drop of glue onto it, you can. It's up to you. All right, then you can go back again to the tie-in point at the rear. Prepare your materials. Okay, pull it apart. Pull those strands apart. And cut those strands 3 or 4 times. Make them at a length that you can twist them around that thread, pull them apart again, okay, so forth. Then you can usually wet your fingers, okay, and just touch that, pull off a wisp, and you'll see that it twists right on, okay? Just twist it on there, and you can just get going. Simple as that, okay? So you start out, build it up, just nice as pretty as you can, all the way up. If you need a little bit more, that's okay. Just pull that, rough it up, do it again. Wet your fingers or use your cement. And as you can see, I'm not putting on a lot of dubbing. It's just about the thickness of the thread itself. But when you put it onto your hook shank, you'll see how you can build that up very, very quickly. For instance, you just put that one on, build it up again. Okay. I'm going to put that in a moment. Okay. Watch. All I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to here, right to the back with my dubbing, because once I tie that in, I want to cover up my hackle stem. Okay, if you tied it in earlier, if you tied it in right after and before the dubbing, right after the tail, that's fine. That's fine. But this is a way if you want to put it in later, okay, you can do it every single time. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this in here, capture it a little tiny bit, okay? And now I have it captured, so all I have to do is pick up a little bit more of my dubbing, wrap it up, and go over the eyes, okay? And I am ready to do my dubbing or do my That's how quick it goes. All right, now, if I've tied it in at the base. So I'm gonna bend my feather forward with my finger.
Hang on just a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're not near there.
Oh, well, come on, hurry up.
A dubbing master.
Fish are waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay, everybody got anything to eat? Crackers, oh jeez.
I got peanut butter pretzels.
Yeah, we have handout snacks there, yes. I was gonna have barbecue, but I didn't know that I could get it in here and light it up.
I brought some steaks, but I didn't have time.
We would have let Pete. This is a tough crew. This is a tough crew.
Yes, she is. She is. You know, at first she was very apprehensive.
Oh, yeah.
But she's okay.
Sorry, I
enjoying it?
tied so
Yeah,
fast.
she got her first flight done.
Oh, really? Nice.
So, yeah.
You guys were doing woolly buggers? Oh, she's gonna have fun with that.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get my fire out back now.
I tell you, this is a tough crowd to play to, Doris.
No, thank you.
You should have told me that you were just at dubbing and not, you know, I could have slowed down a little bit.
Oh, you're good, you're good. Motivates me.
Is that Dave? Is that too close or is that?
You should be able to get back there, Terry, in two wraps. You should have been there. Okay? That 4 or 5 or 6 wraps, you know, we don't want to sink the fly. We want the fly to float. And thread will sink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I back up and just get 2?
Nah, put that in there. We'll just put 5 extra twists of dry fly hackle. Tie it in right at the tail, right on top.
But you always prep a dry fly, like taking this feather and rubbing it
Oh, yes, please, thank
to
you.
make those barbules stand out.
Okay.
Because otherwise they tend to try and stay flat.
If you bend it 90,
Ask me how I know.
if you bend it 90 degrees, if you bend the shaft 90 degrees, it'll do the same thing. Yep. And I'll demonstrate that in a moment.
His experienced friend just told
No,
me.
it's coming off the back.
So I got the.
Oh, this is-
Fluffy in the back, Jane talks the back, now I need to dump this.
Are we there yet?
One more minute.
Dump it to the front.
Are we there yet?
How much longer?
You are? All right.
Not me.
So everybody, huh?
Not me.
Not you?
I'm putting my dubbing on.
All right, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting. I have the patience, you know, of a mongoose ready to kill a cobra.
I have extra wings. Is that like a Red Bull commercial? Oh, that's because it's gonna happen.
Ooh. Ooh.
No such thing as too long. Too short's a problem.
Let me know when you're ready.
Dan, what's
Hey, Sophia. Put it down.
The eyes.
Nothing, just off of one is off of a rooster or a hen. In her case, it's a hen, right? It came off a hen cape. Okay. But you can do there's a difference between the shafts of a hen and a rooster. A rooster will taper down like this all the way to the end. A hen gets smaller and smaller and then spreads out a little bit and gets smaller. So that's one of the reasons that some of the feathers that you might choose might get eaten off quicker, okay, because of the shaft size. If you're using upland game birds, they are big shafts in there, okay, so they don't get torn off quite as easy. Hens, off of chicken hens or turkey hens, are thinner in the center, okay? And if you use duck feathers, round duck feathers, those are tough, really tough. You can almost try to destroy them and they won't. That's why we use mallard flank for a lot of our feathers.
Not so pretty then. And I
Oh,
thought, really,
very durable.
I chose to do that in and not this in.
It's correct.
Oh, good.
It's correct.
On the turkey feather, we,
That's a dry fly rooster feather.
okay, so what do we,
You're gonna tie in the base of it.
right here,
Yes, sir?
all the way to the back?
Well, you could give yourself a little slack there. I mean, we're only gonna wrap about 7 or 8 times of that.
That's what I thought it said.
Or we can wrap 400 times and the thing will look like a dough ball up there.
You know what you're talking about. But there is an art to teaching, you know. Dress up.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna exhibit any of that. I'm just gonna show you how to do it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, are we ready for the hackle? Okay. I'm going to reiterate something that was said a few minutes ago for everybody to hear. A lot of people, including our esteemed colleague over here, says to take that feather and reverse your pull onto it and it'll stay out so that it'll go onto your feather or onto your shank in an upright pointy manner, okay? You can do that and you can before you put it in if you wish, all right? But let me tell you something. You can do the same thing just by taking this feather you've tied in and bend it at a 90 degree so that when I take it off, it'll stand right up, okay? And just like that. Can you all see that? Okay? No matter what I'm doing, it's going to stand up. Okay? Once you start it and it stands up on the first wrap or palmer that you do, the rest of them will follow right in line. If you leave it out and you've preened that feather out to be level and all those barbs are out, I tend to capture barbs and I don't want to capture any barbs. Okay? All right, now once I'm up here behind the eyes, I went 4 wraps. You can go 3 if you want. You can do as many as you want. You can do 3 of them there and then take that last one right up behind the eyes. About right, can you all see this right here all right? Okay, from this point, I am going to lay this in and I'm packing it right in. You see the collar forming? Okay, the collar's going to come right behind the eyes, like so. You see how many wraps I'm doing? This is going to ensure that this fly floats. This is going to capture micro air bubbles. This is going to capture any of the float gel that you might put onto it, or the drying powder. Okay, now once you have it where you want, remember all you have to do is hold your feather straight up. Okay, and do a wrap down the back of the feather twice. 1, 2, switch hands, okay? Go down the front of the feather, 1, 2. The feather will stand up all by itself. You've just put a pinch wrap onto it, and the more you pull it, the tighter it makes it, okay? And once you have it at that point, it's up to you if you want. In my case, I'm not putting a knot in, but if I wanted to, you can just do a half hitch right on the front of this feather right here, but keep it behind the eyes, because we still got wings to put on. Yeah, we do.
Last page.
Okay, everybody's, all right, just get to that point, and if you'll notice, I'm coming in with my scissors just a tiny bit open till I touch the shank of the feather, okay? Till I touch it, and then it'll pull right off, and you will not cut a single barb out of there. And we are at the next stage.
Modification. And I'm gonna cut this.
Yes, yes, you do. If you take your scissors in real tiny, small, and push it until you feel the actual shank of it, and just push forward, you will not cut a barb out of there.
It's all right.
It would have been too late now, I just did.
Yeah, I've got something too.
Rather than running this way, you just roll slide it in.
We'll find out, but it looks like there's only, it looks like they only attach two.
Okay, if you have gotten to this point, everything is the same as it was when you put your wings on before. Okay, all you do is prepare your feather, okay, and go ahead and place it. You know, in this case, I'd place it on the back of my thing, right behind the eye, and catch it. Okay, that's all I have to do to catch it. Just catch it here. Keep these long so you got something to pull on, and you'll be able to put those right in place. Pull them down just like you've done on your first fly on Lejean's fly. Okay, so they'll stand right up, and you put your second one on. So that now the actual wrapping that you did is on the inside of your two wings. Okay, like so. Place them. Once you got them placed, you pull them down, cut them off, put a little bit of dubbing on, dub in front of the nose, and you're done.
How long do you want this feather? Definitely.
See how they come?
Do what?
How long do you want the feather?
Okay, when I do this, I'm going to pull my feathers down. You're going to think they're going to be really too short, but they're not. I'm going to pull them down so if I folded them down, they would end up about halfway down the tail, just over the curve of the hook. Okay, because I want them to be spread out and splayed, and I want this the hackle that we just put on in multiple wraps. If you look, I'm going to turn this. I hope you can see it. You can see, I want that to be there to catch all the air and catch all the bubbles I can to make this thing float. And that's the truth.
You never heard of fly floating?
This thing you don't really need to use much
No,
on.
you don't.
This has the characteristics of one of Lee Wolf's wolf patterns, and that thing would float forever. So the tighter you can make those dry fly, or that dry fly hackle off of the rooster, the tighter you make it, the higher it'll float.
Yeah, what you wanna do is tie them in.
I used to have trouble.
They got hookey dragonflies are cool, but it's still the
When
larva.
I'm tied.
Just do one at a time.
That I don't think can.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's pretty solid. Heavy plus it's.
Yeah, well, see, that won't move.
I've never had it. I never have a person thrill before I did that.
And that, my colleagues, are
Really nice.
the 3 stages of the dragonfly, and go home and practice this thing, and I think you'll find out that this will help you design your own and tie wet flies, and it'll tie any nymph that you want, and also the adults.
Great.